Welcome to Drink Till We're Married podcast. Here, the cocktails are crafted, relationships are always the topic of conversation, and our guests are put in the hot seat. Cheers. You ready?
I'm excited. Yes.
Me too. Hey, cuties, here with another episode of Drink Till We're Married podcast. Adjust my mic. Okay. And I have my mama. Hello, mother.
Hello, sweetie pie.
Thank you for coming on my show.
Oh, thank you for having me, my love.
This is Momma T, as everyone calls her. And we are drinking.
Yes, we are.
So this is called the Queen's Peach, because my mama, the queen, is on the show. And it is made with Citadelle, gin, and Simply Peach juice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, child.
Ooh,
Super
good.
strong.
Very strong.
Is it? Is it though? I think you're just saying that. I put a little seltzer in mine because I don't like all the juice. So
Okay.
mine's a little watered down, but still heavy on the gin.
Yes, it is.
So
Very good.
first, we're putting you in the hot seat. I'm putting you in the hot seat.
I'm ready.
All right. I kept it a little PG for you.
PG for me.
Gotta be respectful to moms. All right. 5 questions. Rapid fire. First answer that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
All right. Money, power, or respect?
Respect.
All right. Funniest person in the room or the smartest?
Smartest.
Know when you will die or how you will die?
How?
If you had to go on a dating show,
Mm-hmm.
would it be Married at First Sight or The Bachelorette?
Married at first sight.
Okay. Date 10 years older or 10 years younger?
Older.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That was it. You did good.
I did okay.
Yes, you did very good. So funny. So, as I mentioned, we are focusing on marriage. I am focusing on marriage in our upcoming episodes. And who better than my mom, who's been married for 31 years?
Yes.
So, did you always want to get married?
No, not really. When I was younger, yes, but as I got older, I just felt that wasn't something I really wanted to do. I didn't need to do that.
At what age did you think that, though?
I guess maybe in my middle 20s.
Okay.
I had you guys, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt that I didn't need to
Get remarried,
to
you
get
mean?
remarried.
But no, you just down the street.
I know.
Okay. But the first time, was that what you wanted? Like you were looking to get married or
No, as a matter of fact, it was a shock.
to who? You?
It was a shock to everybody because we just met and we had only known each other for like 2 or 3 months, and then we got married. So, and then along came Janetta, my baby.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I wasn't pregnant, okay?
I mean, that's your business. I mean, who's the
keep it
judge
straight.
these days? Okay. So then, I lost my questions. Oh, so you were married to my dad,
Mm-hmm.
divorced, fine, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've been married again for 31 years.
Yes.
So it wasn't 31 and then 31, but the most recent was 31 years.
Right.
So what made you want to get remarried?
Well, you guys were getting older, and I knew that, you guys are going to have a life of your own. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be by myself. So
You could have kept that middle one there, but you.
Oh, no. No, I had to leave.
You had to leave.
I had to leave him
You had to leave the nest.
because he wasn't going anywhere.
Right. Literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was that was something that I desired, because as you get older, you don't want to live your life alone. So,
I know, because I'm
yeah,
getting older.
you're not old yet, baby.
But I know what you mean though, because
Yeah.
it's like that's my thought process. It's like I've never been married, and I'm like, I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
You know, you can have your relationships and things like that, but I think it's just a deeper commitment.
You want a
Like you want your
companion.
person. Yes,
Yeah. You know,
yes,
you want a companion. So,
absolutely. So then, what ran through your mind? I guess when my dad proposed to you,
well, I said, gee, I found my knight in shining armor.
did you?
And yeah, I kind of got a little rusty after a while, though. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Knight
But,
in shining armor was the Tin Man.
right. He was a good man. It just, he wasn't the man for me. That was,
Yeah.
you know. But,
Okay. I get that. But then, so the second time,
well, the second time was with someone that I had known before,
mhm,
and we were apart for 18 years.
wow.
We remained friends. We were friends, and I think that means a lot. A lot of people, when they have a relationship and they end the relationship, they don't end it on a note where they're friends. You don't have to break up and be enemies.
Right.
So we were always friends, and we kept in contact. It was like, you know, he would come see my mom, and I was in New York and he was in Chicago.
Okay.
And, you know, so after the years went by, I was married, he was single, he was getting married, and I was single.
Right.
So, but God brought us back together, and it's
31
31
years, they
years.
still together.
And I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it.
Because he's amazing. He's
He's,
awesome.
yeah, he's a sweetie.
Awesome. So then, you always hear the phrase happy wife, happy life. What do you think about that?
I feel that in this day and time, the wife carries the heavy load with the kids and working in the household, and more than likely she's doing the budget. So if she's not happy in her all of her many roles, nobody's going to be happy, and the household is going to go downhill.
Okay.
So,
But then there has to be something to men also being happy.
oh, definitely.
And how does that disrupt the household when they
Well,
are?
if the man is not happy, most of the majority of the time they're the breadwinners. The women have money, women have professions, but most of the time they make most of the money. And if the man decides, well, I'm out of here, you know, then the kids will suffer, the household will say no, and then same thing, nobody's gonna be happy.
So then it's more, there was a phrase where it's like, where both people are happy. I can't remember the phrase. I'll have to think about it. I've heard it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not happy wife, happy life. I can't remember it, but there is a phrase where both, I mean, to your point, both people have to be happy.
Yes.
And the focus has to be on making
On
each other.
each other.
Right.
Well, you know, one thing about it is one thing that Mike told me years ago. No one can really make you happy, but they can contribute to your happiness instead of taking away from your happiness.
Right. And I think that's the bigger thing.
That's
like,
the biggest thing
if
in
you're
any
here
relationship.
and I'm not happy when you're here,
Then you don't
you
need, now I'm not
you
going to be
need
here.
to be here. Exactly. No, I would completely agree with that. Okay. And then I think this is a good question for you because you have like that generational view. But how has society's view on marriage changed over the years?
In past generation, women were not respected as much as they are now, but they had to fight for that respect. Years ago, women were considered just to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. And they didn't have any rights and they had no respect. And men just used them for their happiness. And
Right.
so once women started to get stronger, they got educated, they get better jobs. now they're seeing that marriage is not something that you have to be successful.
Yes.
And so now the generation now is like women can be respected outside of a marriage, and they demand respect in a marriage.
Yes.
So that's the difference.
Yeah. I mean, I think it also can be to a detriment as well if we're too independent. It's still the breakdown of the family because women are waiting so much longer to get married, which means they may not have children. I know so many of my friends that are not having children.
Well, that's true. But you look at it this way too. I felt, well, when I was coming up, I always wanted 6 kids
Oh, Lord. What?
until I hit Brian. But anyway,
Then
and
you
but
had me.
you well, see if I had you, never mind. But no, there are other ways. You can adopt children. There are a lot of
Freeze your eggs, ladies.
true. Well, see, I'm old school. I don't know about freezing eggs. All I
Oh,
know about
listen,
frying
I
eggs.
didn't.
That's all I.
You're that. But no, I mean, I don't think that's a conversation that we've had in our community until recently because I think I learned about it when I was in my late 30s. I may have been like 39. It's okay. And I mean, that's still too late. Like, if you're not looking to have children in your 20s and early 30s, you should be freezing your eggs.
Well, that's true. But also, if you keep your body, what I'm saying, it's not impossible.
Oh no.
No,
But what I'm
understand
saying is the eggs, having
Yeah.
viable, healthy
Right.
eggs, the older you get, them
Yeah.
old eggs ain't what you want.
But you have old babies.
I know, which is crazy.
Little boys come out with mustaches.
Benjamin Buttons, they come out old. But what other things have changed? I mean, I know the education. I know women are more educated than in the Black community anyway than men. But
Well, women are taking their roles more seriously, and not just saying I am woman. They're independent. They're helping the younger women now to realize it's not that you don't want a relationship. You don't, and you really do need a relationship, but you're not going to accept any type of relationship. And I think that's the biggest difference, where women are like, I'm not going to marry you if you're not up to the standards that I want.
But do those standards sometimes be really outlandish? Like, I feel like if I'm asking for certain things, I should also have those things.
Well, no, I'm not talking monetarily.
I'm talking all of
I'm not talking materialistic. I'm talking emotional, personality wise, habits.
Yes.
Those are the things that you look for, beliefs, and those are the things, I mean, because as long as I dated a guy years ago that worked at Dunkin' Donut, and I made more money than he did. And he was an amazing man. And I would come home from work, the house was clean, food was cooked, the kids were taken care of.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me. So it's not monetary all the time.
No, it's not.
So I just feel that just like with anything, we always take it past the limit.
Right. It's always the extreme.
To the extreme, yeah. Instead of saying, yes, I have an education, I can do for myself, but I'm not going to be dominant. And that's what's happening with a lot of younger women. They're dominating the relationships.
Yeah.
And you still have to be a woman.
Right.
Well, although I do dominate Mike sometimes.
Yes, you do. I see it all the time. But no, I know exactly what you mean. Though. It's like women, like on the internet, you probably don't see this, but they want this soft life, right? But you have to be able to be soft. Like when someone comes into your life, and I
Right.
struggle with that too because I'm so used to doing for myself. But when there is someone there that wants to do for you, you have to allow them to.
Well, that's the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
That's the downside of being an independent woman
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I have a husband, but if you don't do it, I can't do this.
Right. Right.
You know, but I think it's the way we, like you always tell me,
It's not what you say, it's how you
how
say
you
it.
say it. Yeah, my
Yeah.
delivery is not good, y'all. But
But yeah.
but yeah, and it's hard because with the male species, they always feel that they have to be the he-man,
Yeah.
and some men don't know how to do it the right way.
Right.
So, and then the women are like, "You're not a man. I'm more man than you are." So it's in balance. So we
Yes.
need to get it back onto an equal level
Yeah. Mm.
because,
I don't even know.
especially in our culture, it's a shame that the men, not all, but some of the men don't know what it is to be a man.
But I think it's yes. I yes. Pause. Like period. Yes. I think it's also because so many of them didn't necessarily have, even if you don't have a father figure in your home, they aren't looking up to the right men in their community
Right?
either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then they're just out here, like I always say, um, just because you're a dad and you're in the home does not mean you are fathering your children, right? It's
Correct.
not just, and some of them, because they didn't have a dad in the home, they think, oh, well, I'm here, so that's
Mm-hmm.
good. Like,
Good
I'm
enough. Right.
here.
I'm here. That's
Right.
it.
But no, it's being engaged, teaching them things that you weren't taught or
Mm-hmm.
things that you learned after, like
Yeah.
later in life that you probably should have been taught earlier in life.
Mm-hmm.
But being engaged and hands on with our men,
And,
the boys and the girls,
right. Yeah.
right?
Well,
So,
yeah, because a lot of the young ladies don't know how to be ladies.
right. I mean, I
Because,
was raised by you. Like, we
right.
literally, I, that's not a dig at you. What I'm saying is, very independent.
Yeah.
Do what you
Oh,
like. We,
mm-hmm.
Alana and I, we will do it, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We will make it happen.
Well, and then you know it's generational. I was looking up the psychological traits
Mm-hmm.
today, and it's sometimes you take on those positive traits, and sometimes you take on the negative traits. My mom, I loved her dearly. She was a fantastic woman, but she was a cream puff, and she was gorgeous. She was, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
she
just like
was gorgeous,
talking about me.
and she didn't have to do anything.
Right.
And I was like,
But she came up in that generation, though,
she was
right?
in that
Where they
generation,
were the arm candy
and
and
she was blessed because the other ones
whew,
they didn't have
it
that.
was.
But anyway, but see, and I looked, but then again, my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
who was like a half a generation from slavery, she was very strong.
Yes. Oh gosh, yes.
So I took a lot of my traits from her.
Mm-hmm.
But getting back to what you were saying, our young people are not being taught anything. The streets are raising them. So if you have a young lady that has not been taught how to look for a mate and what to look for in a mate, they'll just go out here and do that, and then it's a mess.
Right.
They end up fractured, hurt,
Yeah, and these relationships
in
with the wrong
to,
people.
to the wrong people. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we really need to do a lot more for our young people, and stop waiting for the government and
Oh
stop waiting
gosh.
for the states to do anything because they
Yeah.
really don't care.
They don't care, and I think it's, there are a lot of organizations out here that do have, like, I mean, my sorority, we have youth or auxiliary groups,
Hmm.
and it's really just making sure we get the young ladies involved. So,
That's it. Yeah,
mhm.
and I think from what I see now in Chicago,
Mhm.
I think the men, because I see it every day on the news, the men are now stepping up.
Yes.
They have so many different clubs and organizations and things teaching these young men supposed to act and
Right.
how they're supposed to treat their mate. And a lot of them came from broken families
Right.
without fathers, but they've been out in the world and they see that what they were doing, it wasn't
Not right.
it wasn't right. No. So
Yeah.
there's
I get
hope.
that. There is always hope. I mean,
Yep.
so it's so funny. You stereotypical. You see children either on television or wherever, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this who's going to be taking care of us when we're old?
He said that about
And I'm
us.
like, my goodness, like But then I go to women like conferences for technology, and these students are brilliant. They're super smart. I mean, when I was in college, I was not a sophomore at a conference looking to get an internship.
See?
You know what I mean? So I was like, so there is hope.
You
There is
know,
hope.
the thing that what I think needs to be done, it should be publicized more.
Yeah.
Because when you see what you see on TV, the carjackings and the shootings,
not
and that's
it.
all they
Yes.
put, that yellow journalism is what people
Yes.
like to see. But if they would put more advertising about what you guys are doing, and I really applaud your sorority, but we need more,
There,
and
I mean, yeah. And to your point, it's not just the sororities, it's the churches,
yes.
it's the Boys and Girls Club. I remember going to the Boys and Girls Club when I was
Yeah.
younger, and I'm like, I don't even know if they still go. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't know if they still have them in our neighborhoods.
right,
You see,
right.
but because it takes time, it takes away from your daily, like if you're married and it takes away from what you want to do, but we have to put the children first.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, I'm going to try to go back home and see what I can do. And I'm not going to Chicago though, you people.
No.
No.
Y'all gonna have me come up there about my mama. I don't play no games.
But no, we should support. That's what we should do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just throwing money at it either.
No.
They need people who, are smart, who have learned, who have lived a little bit,
Yes.
and who are willing to share their, put their time into it, I would say.
Yep.
So my last question. Do you have any advice for the single girlies that would like to be married or get married?
Okay. Well, take your time. Don't
Yeah.
rush. And if you're dating someone and you feel this is the person that you want to marry, I suggest you look at this person, not looking at him from an outside, but from the inside. What kind of habits do they have? What kind of personality traits, like we were talking before? Habits can be changed if the individual wants to change them. Personality traits, it takes a little bit longer, but they can be changed. But also look and see if there's things that you will accept and things that you won't accept. You don't have to. The one thing that I don't like, and I don't like to see, is a person getting married just to be married, because
And
it's not
that's-
going to work.
No, and it happens so much. They're so caught up in the wedding day
yes.
and the dresses and the decor and the invites and the party
And the cake
and the
all
dance.
yeah.
But then you go home and you don't even like this person.
Thank you. And it's like there's nothing wrong with sitting down having a conversation after you have said, okay, set your marks, set what you expect from this person,
Yeah.
and talk to them about it. If they're not disrespecting you, and things on that line.
Yeah.
And if some people accept it, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Disrespect?
Yeah, some
Absolutely
women will accept anything just to have a husband. And then you talk to this person and tell them so and so, you have a habit of screaming at me and raising your voice at me.
I'm not gonna be that calm. I'm sorry.
And well, this is well, the
You getting
reason.
cussed out.
No, the reason why I said that was because Mike and I went through that, and he did it one time, and I let it go. I'm like, he's probably because Mike is not a person that flies off the handle. He's very calm. I'm like, maybe something's going on with him, so I let it go. And he did it again. And he did it in front of one of my neighbors. And I'm like, okay. But then he did it in front of the people that I used to work with. And I'm like, I got you. So we got home. And Janetta knows me. I'm a firecracker. I'll just go off like,
Yep.
I said, okay, get home. And I said, I need to speak with you. And so I said, you screamed, you raised your voice at me 3 times. And that's something I am not going to accept from you. It's not going to happen. That's unacceptable. And I'm not going to tolerate it. And I said it that way.
Right.
When you scream at someone, they shut down. They don't even hear what you have to say.
That's true.
So he went to
Still getting cussed out.
if he did it again, he would. But he went in the room and came back. He was smiling, and that was it. He's never done that to me. And I don't scream at him either. See, that's the thing. You can't. Well, I mean, everybody gets heated once in a while. Now,
Yes.
but and he does. He won't.
No, he doesn't.
No, but and I'll check him. But but so when you're looking for someone, my example is this. I heard this many, many years ago. Women, if the man that you're dating is not working, if he doesn't have a job,
okay,
and you get married, don't think he's going to run out and get a job. It's not going to happen because you've accepted that.
Yes.
So what you do is you put down what you are going to accept and what you're not going to accept and talk it over with them if they're agreeing. And also don't forget, you have things that they may not want to accept.
Yes.
But you can't have a perfect marriage with 2 imperfect people.
Right. Well, nobody's perfect.
That's it. So if you both want to work on the issues that you have, then it'll last. And that's what you want. You don't want a fly-by-night, a big ceremony, and then a year later, you're divorced.
Right.
And it's like, why are you doing this? And some people do it over and over again because they're not sitting down, first of all, with themselves.
Yes.
And looking at themselves and then saying, you know what, because Mike talked to me, about the way I used to treat him. Because it was like, because I came from that independent, strong woman, attitude.
Yeah.
But that's and when you look into a relationship, a marriage, it has to be based on honesty and acceptance. If you're not honest about what you want, because going back to happy wife, happy life, how can you be happy when you don't know what makes you happy?
That's true. A lot of people don't even know themselves, but they want to jump into these lifelong relationships with someone else.
And you're there to support each other, to help each other get over these, issues that you have. And it works.
Yeah.
It really does.
I would agree. Don't rush.
Don't rush.
And know yourself.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like that's important. Know yourself. Don't come with I always say those long lists. Focus more on your, like you said, your deal breakers, which you will not tolerate.
Yeah. And then focus on, well, I might be, because Mike is very quiet and I do all the talking. So, and I try. But he's good because he's got a mechanism now. He just ignores me.
Yeah, everybody.
But that doesn't bother me because I know It's
He's
not.
not completely tuned out. He be
No, he's
ear
not.
hustling. He be
But
half listening.
I know that that's him.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to know the person.
Oh, that's yes. Get to know the person.
Hmm.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you coming on my
Well,
show.
thank you so much for having me.
I'm sure they'll probably want you here more than me, but you're stuck with me.
I love you.
I'm not giving you my mom's Instagram or her Facebook. Leave my mama alone. But you can
Well,
drop comments. I'll make sure she sees them. And you can find me on drinktoamarried.com, which is a website. It has all of the episodes. We are also back on YouTube. So hopefully you're watching and you can see us. Me
yes.
and my twin. Well, thank you all for listening. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers.